Afternoon. This kitty Blaze and the panda dog and Miss Nita with the Dime Beast Garden. We're going to kind of pick up where we dropped off yesterday, and that's working on the bucket here. Getting it settled and planted, and everybody likes it when I open the back of the Jeep up. I know, Kitty's in the Jeep, huh, panda dog? Kitty's like, yep, I'm going to come up on the bags that we take to Aldi's, and I'm going to take a nap. I'm just gonna grow. That's Kitty's spot. As long as I don't open a door, she's gone. He's like, nope, mom's getting in. I can't be there. Panda will get in or not. I'm gonna end up with some music in there. Bring the tools over so I can work. Got a late start. There are just some moments in time when it doesn't matter how good the day is, I have to have me time, and I opted to watch a movie. Kind of interesting. On Netflix. It's a newer one. But that's not what this is about. It's about that bucket. So let me go get some tools. And talk to you in a few. Alrighty, so I'm going to give credit to two people. Because I will tell you 5 years ago, I didn't even know mineral buckets were a thing. So, Arms Family Homestead, go check them out. And Living Traditions Homestead, go check them out. Both of those do mineral buckets. Not exactly the same way, but they do them. And that's actually the first place that I saw them. And we're talking a couple of years ago. You watch YouTube videos, and I was watching YouTube videos before I got the property. So, but they do mineral buckets. So what you're going to get is kind of a combination of what both of them do. Not exactly one, not exactly the other, but what works for me where I'm at. So again, the mineral bucket's sitting there on the rocks that were used to help hold in the driveway. That's a 1/2-inch bit that I used to draw. That's the drainage hole. And then what you got is a piece of, it's like septic tank pipe. It fits end to end, and it's got the slits already in it. That makes sense. And what that does is that will let water go and stores like a reservoir in the barrel here. And then piece of PVC pipe, which allows you to put water. Sorry, it doesn't want to stay, but it allows you to put water directly into the pipe. And then from there, you cover all of that with some of the woven fabric. And what that does is that keeps the dirt out of the pipe, but allows the water to stay in there, and it allows that seepage so the water gets into the soil and the plant roots can go down to the water and drink whatever it is they need. So that's the goal long term. Does that make sense? That's the goal. So what am I going to do? I'm probably going to get something to clip that in place where I want it so I can get the plastic in. Oh, and the other thing that it does is it doesn't allow mosquitoes to get through the hole into the pipe and use that as a breeding ground. Does that make sense? Which is another thing we're trying to stop, yet the plant gets all the water it needs. There you go. Don't want to forget that point. So anyway, I'll get the fabric in there. Makes sense. I will add this dirt here across the bottom, and then I'm going to do like everything else. I'm going to put some rotten logs in it, and then get some more soil and maybe some compost, and do a blend, and then I will plant all 3 of my buckets in there. Now this is sunchoke. Some people call it Jerusalem artichoke. It's a starchy plant. It produces I'm going to say like a sunflower, but it's not a sunflower, but they're really pretty. You can't eat them like a potato, but they'll take the heat. I get a lot of heat on this portion, so I'm always looking for what works here and what doesn't work here. I think they'll work great here. They already did. They used to be lined up in the little black buckets here on the pole, and you can look at how tall they are. They lived, they survived. They'll do great here. But the plastic here will let me attach like one of those solar Sterilites. So when I'm pulling in here at night, there is a light that lets me know that, hey, the rocks are here. I like my spotlights, but that doesn't work for this application. Makes sense? It blinds me, and it blinds the backup camera on the car. It's not the right application for my solar lights. So I know that sounds crazy. So I need this for backing up, but I need that for like when I'm going up and down the stairs, or if I actually have to do some tire work on this side, because then the Jeep itself blocks my outside lights.
So I need the light, but I don't need it for backing up. That doesn't work for that purpose, that function. So I think this will resolve that. This will give me a small light, won't blind anything. I can back up, not hit rocks. You know, I think this is gonna work. So let me get busy. All right. So the woven fabric's around the septic pipe, basically. This pipe allows me to pour water in it and fill the reservoir directly, say in August, without having to water everything and get everything wet, so that the reservoir stays full. Drain hole is in, up towards the front, kind of where I want it. Now, because I re-put the dirt that I dug out of here kind of back on the bottom, I am going to put a piece of cardboard in to help kill the clover and the grass. And then go get my punky wood. One piece at a time. Talk to you in a few. So long term, between that tree and that tree, you kind of cut over to that pine, and then over to that oak, and then back down to the road. Long term, I'm gonna clear all that out. I have plans. I'm not there yet. I'm not trying to jinx myself, so we'll just not go there. Having said that, when I need dirt, it comes from here. Now you can see where I've got it's almost cart deep. Has already been removed before you actually get to a straight wall. Does that make sense? And this cart deep is like 3 carts long. When I need dirt, this is where it comes from. Then you get into, this is the grate that I built over the Gorilla cart that keeps large rocks out. It also supports, because I'm using one of my plastic containers that was left to get the smaller rocks out. And you can see there's plenty of smaller rocks, and those are rocks. What's left in there is dirt. It's good dirt. There are some smaller rocks. It's okay. It's going in a 35-gallon barrel. I'm not planting carrots in it, you know, something that I need a loamier soil with. Larger rocks. There you go. Got that one. And if it's filling up right in front of my toe, since those just get thrown out right now. On a day when I have a lot of time, bigger rocks go around the fig tree, smaller rocks go around on the road over there, so I can get rid of some of the softness back there. I'm not doing that much work today. I will. There will be a future time where I'm doing more of this, because I still got to get soil in the garden around where the mulberries are and create that berm with them. Just not there yet. You know, one thing at a time. So I'm gonna go to the shed and get some amenities and add some amenities to this pile of dirt in here. Add a little compost to it and go see if that's enough to fill my barrel. Fingers crossed. Talk to you in a few. The dirt, the little blue stuff, there's a little bit of feed, slow release, and the compost. I love my compost. Now again, I cold compost. That makes sense. I don't come out here and turn it every day. I don't have the time for that. Does that make sense? So when you come and you see, and again, I right-sized it this year. This one has been sitting, and it'll be the one I use in spring, and that's what that dark goodness came out of. Just awesome. This one I will stop adding stuff to it in January, and I will start using this one in January. That makes sense. And in January timeframe, I have a piece of cardboard. So just like that, I will lay a piece of cardboard on it. Now the cardboard lets the water get through it, so on down the line, but it doesn't let the smaller pieces blow away while they compost down. Again, slow compost. I don't flip it. I don't turn it. It doesn't get excessively hot, so I don't put weeds in here. Just stuff that I know is not going to reproduce. Lots of leaves. That is awesome. All right, let me get all this mixed up, and I'll meet you back at the 35-gallon barrel. All right, almost all the way full. I'm going to take the dirt that I've had these guys in. Does that make sense? And I'm going to spread it out evenly in here, and then I will finish putting the compostable dirt on top. I will fill it to the rim, because as the wood rots down, the level of this will sink. It'll happen the same thing just like in the, brain hurts, just like in the hoop tunnel. When you do wood to do the hugelkultur to help enrich the soil, it will sink down. I will have to end up adding soil next year, or just a lot of wood chips so it continues to make its own soil. So, let me get busy removing dead stems, planting plants. Talk to you in a few. So this is what a sunchoke root ball looks like. This is the original, and you can see he's quite healthy. Got all these little nubs, look like mini potatoes. And that's basically what they are, is they're a starch that you can eat instead of a potato. This is a new runner. It's kind of how they reproduce themselves. Like a potato, it'll send out runners, and just, if you plant them in an open area garden, be prepared for them to take over like an iris. That's why they're going in the bucket. One, so I can keep them contained, and two, I can produce enough where I can, eat some and still plant some and decide if I actually like them. So, let me get busy. Talk to you in a few. So, chickens have decided that they like the bulbs. Yeah, I'm over here trying to protect the bulbs now because I'm still trying to, you can see them. They bulbs off of all the roots and probably got more than awesomeness. I'm not complaining, but the chickens are all like, oh, snacks. I'm like, no. So when I get the rest of the bulbs off and get the bulbs out of that one and just kind of leave the buckets on it for right now, I'm going to have to go get some chicken wire and keep them off of it because they're having a blast thinking this is snacks, and it's not. Unlike with most things, the chicken wire or even some of my 1x2 inch wire will keep them from scratching in here. So, they just think everything I do is to give them snacks. I did give them one. That's what Parthos is eating right now. I busted it into pieces, and Milady's got a piece now, and they're working on it. So it's good to know that chickens like it too. Alrighty. 35-gallon bucket's full. Got it kind of mounted in the middle where the water will run off to the edge. And then as it settles, that mount should settle in. I will probably have to, again, add dirt next year. Just because as the wood on the inside rots down, all that will fit. Now, I do have a little dirt left over that won't fit right now. And I don't want to add anywhere else, because if I missed a little piece of root, again, like an iris, it's going to take off and grow somewhere I don't want it to grow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix that with what's left over that I was filling the bucket with originally to make sure that I had all the wood, done in. Anyway, I'm going to mix all this together. I'm going to put it back in one of the black buckets. And I'm going to leave it out here. That way I can see if this has got sunchoke in it or not. If it does not, then I can use this dirt and probably just refill one of the garden beds. Now the chickens, I know that it looks like they're scratching. I've got woven wire fabric down there, so they can't scratch deep. They can't make deep holes. They can't get any farther than the woven fabric. I do that. I do it for the possums and armadillos, kind of like down there. You can see it. That makes sense, but it works with the chickens too. I know, they're just waiting for me to move. I'm going to come scratch in the bucket. I'm going to tip the buckets upside down on it, leave that alone for a minute, and I'm going to go get some chicken more. Because, they're like, what you got, Mom? Nothing for you guys. All right, talk to you in a few.